Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have a 2025 Nissan Rogue Rock Creek. We'll look at the interior, the exterior, some of the trim level specifics, and then go for a spin around, see what it's like out on the road. All right, so now we're behind the wheel of the 25 Rogue Rock Creek. There's a ton of really cool equipment in here, as well as a bunch of different changes in the exterior. So let's put it in drive, we'll go for a spin around and talk about some of that stuff. Now, the 25 Rogue did get a few different changes, but some of the stuff was mainly carryovers from the 24 model. But let's start with the engine. So this has a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine, and it can either come in front wheel drive or all wheel drive. The Rock Creek is going to be an all wheel drive, and this one is going to get 29 miles per gallon combined. So that's 32 mpg on the highway with the all wheel drive system, which is pretty awesome. Now that's going to be paired to a CVT transmission, so it's pretty smooth when you're out on the road. There's kind of always a nice constant amount of power on tap, but it's not, you know, the fastest thing around, but it does for 95% of the time get the job done, getting you moving onto the highway, and I'd rather have the better fuel economy in return anyways. Now let's talk about the exterior differences from the 25 Rogue to the Rock Creek. Now this one up front, you'll notice the gloss black grille, and that's going to get those three kind of silver slots that run up front just above the red Nissan emblem. Now you will notice there's a front-facing camera in that emblem because the Rock Creek gets this super cool 360 camera, and there's also an off-road or camera mode button you can press up to, I think it's about 12 miles per hour. So I'm sitting here at the stoplight right now. I can click it. It's kind of hard. There's a big sign behind me here, so I can see who's coming. I can look down to the curb on the other side. So if you were out on a trail doing a little bit of off-roading, that would be pretty cool. Now this one also gets a huge tubular roof rack up above, as well as some of the black accents that run around the vehicle with that Rock Creek emblem, which does look pretty sweet. And it's kind of ghosted into some things, like up on the front grille or up on the roof rack, you get the Rock Creek logo. And I think it's a pretty cool design. But from there, 17-inch wheels. This one gets the Falcon Wild Peak tire. They're not noisy at all for an off-road tire. It's some of my favorite manufactured tires right now. Falcons, they have a very long lifespan, and if you're on a gravel road going off onto a trail, they do get plenty of bite as well. So there's 4 different colors offered on the Rock Creek edition. This one is the Boulder Gray, which is probably one of my favorite choices. That Baja color is really cool as well, or you can do the white or the black. But I mean, overall, just the design and style of the Rock Creek, whether you're an outdoor enthusiast, you're going mountain biking, going on cabin trips, going out on the trails, I think this vehicle can give you more than enough confidence while doing that. While, yes, it's not an extreme off-road vehicle, but if you find yourself maybe down a gravel road or anything else, you're gonna feel like you have a vehicle that's got enough confidence to go down that and still look cool in the meantime. But let's talk about a few other features before we hop inside. So this one gets the motion activated rear liftgate. So if you've got the key on you, you can actually just kind of swing your foot underneath. That's gonna kick that rear open, and there's quite a bit of space back there. So if you're not using that roof rack for hauling a bunch of stuff, you can actually load up the back. You can fold the seats. There's 60/40 split rear seat. So if you do have the mountain bikes up above, you can throw all your gear in the back, or you can still haul 2 or 3 people with you and fold down the one side, which is pretty convenient. Now let's talk about the rear seats. So those actually have 2 USB-C chargers as well as an air vent back there, and there's a ton of headroom. I'm 6'1", where I had the seat driving comfortably. I didn't have to do any movie magic, slide the seats around. I actually fit back there comfortably, and I had enough room for my knees, my headspace. I thought it was very impressive for the size of this vehicle. Now, the driver's seat is where you want to be. That's where all the good stuff is. So this is actually kind of a water-resistant leatherette material, and what's cool is that it doesn't get very dirty, and if it does, you can just grab a rag and kind of just wipe it off. Whether that's the kids maybe spilling some stuff in the back, or if you're out on the trail, get a little muddy or dirty, they do clean very easily, they wear very nicely as well, and this is going to be a heated seat for the driver and the passenger, and you get a leather-wrapped steering wheel that's also going to be heated. So what else is pretty cool is the lava red stitching. It runs through the steering wheel, it's gonna run onto the seats here. Plus you've got the Rock Creek in the back of the seats, which does look pretty cool. A lot of similarities to the Pathfinder Rock Creek, but just a little more updated and a little bit of a smaller package with the Nissan Rogue. So how's it drive? Ride and drive, like I said, with this 1.5 liter turbocharged engine, you can put your foot down. I mean, it's not gonna blow you away, but like I said, that trade-off for 32 miles per gallon, it's quiet, it's comfortable. I think these Falcon Wild Peaks, like I said, are great on and off-road tires. You can air them down a little bit if you're doing maybe some more extreme off-road, but most of the time people are probably going to be driving on the road or out in the snow because winter is definitely approaching quickly here in Minnesota, and I think this thing would give you more than enough confidence to blast through the snow, especially with the intelligent all-wheel drive system. And there's drive modes you can select down here. So there's the snow mode, you've got a sport mode if you want, you can actually use the paddle shifters on the steering wheel, so you can still have a little bit of fun even on road with this vehicle. Now let's touch on some of the safety stuff. So I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of maybe all the safety equipment. So what you can do right here on the steering wheel, you can click that button on the left side, go to driver assistance and turn any of it off. I don't recommend that, but if it's something that's bothering you, whether it's a steering assist, lane assist, blind spot monitoring, it's very simple to turn that stuff off. Or if it's you and the family in the vehicle, maybe leave that stuff on because it is going to be very safe. Now the blind spot's pretty cool, it's just built right into the mirror here. You've got the lane departure warning system and the adaptive cruise control. So that can set 3, 2, or 1 car length distance ahead of you. It's gonna keep that distance when you're on the highway. You can eat up a bunch of miles comfortably. And in some of the new 25 Rogues now, they've actually gone with ProPilot 2.1, and that's gonna be almost a hands-free driving system, which can speed up, slow down for you. That's pretty cool as well. I think that's in the SL and the Platinum models, but this is still gonna have the regular ProPilot, and it's very safe, very easy, and it's not kind of cutting into your driving habits that you might have already formed. So another thing kind of along those lines is going to be the Apple CarPlay or the Android Auto. So you've got 2 USB plugs down there, you can plug your phone in, you've got Apple CarPlay. That's going to give you things like Google Maps, text messaging, Spotify, it's all built in there. You're not messing with your phone. There's also wireless charging down here, which is really nice. So once that's plugged in, Nissan probably figured everyone's going to use that system for the most part, as there's not much in the base system, but it's very responsive, it's very easy to use, and then with that camera in there and the parking sensors, it is a very safe vehicle to drive. Now, these seats being heated, the steering wheel being heated, you actually also get a remote start on the key fob, so you can fire it up. I think it'll run for about 10 minutes, so it'll be nice and toasty for you with those Minnesota winters coming up, or you can even cool it down in the summertime. Now, one other thing that's pretty cool, this shift-by-wire system. So when I put it into drive here or reverse, it's pretty simple, straightforward, and then you also free up a bunch of space underneath, whether that's for your purse or anything else you're bringing with you. You've got lots of storage space down there, which is also really nice. Now, some of the other weird kind of quirky features that I really like is the 90-degree opening on the rear door. It actually kind of comes straight open. So if you're loading the kids in, putting some stuff in the back seat, that is so nice. When the door is not hitting you in the backside, you got plenty of room, everybody can hop in the vehicle, and there's kind of a little flat piece of plastic, so you can actually step on that to access the roof rack, which is also really convenient. So with the premium package, not only do you get the power seat on this side, but we've got the power seat on the passenger side. It adds that heated steering wheel in here. So let's talk about the price. So with that premium package, the Rock Creek edition, this one's gonna come out at about $38,700. So the average new car price, I think, is over $48,000 right now. So we're 10 grand under the average pricing. Plus, I think it's something like your first 3 oil changes are gonna be included with this vehicle. And Walser, you get an 8-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty as well. The seats are really cool. I think the exterior styling is also pretty awesome for the Rock Creek. So if you're in the market, whether you're shopping maybe Toyota with some of the TRD off-road vehicles, Mazda with the Meridian CX-50, or even that Hyundai XRT, those are all pretty good vehicles as well. But I think you have to add the Nissan Rogue to your list. Come out, take for a spin, and see what you think. Now that was just a brief look and drive at the 25 Nissan Rogue. Now if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by any one of our Nissan locations. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks again for watching.